Hello, dear friends. A warm welcome once again on the International Fab Talk Show. My dear friends, it's a beautiful morning in America.
Perfect. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Our celebrity is a great psychologist, a professor, and much more, my dear friends. He's here to share his wisdom and to create a positive impact in the society.
Yes.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Dr. Ron. Thank you. Dear friends, let me take the privilege and the honor of introducing our guest in an official way. He is none other than Dr. Ronald O'Donnell, is a clinical professor, which I didn't mention at the start. I kept it a secret because I wanted to go in an official way. A clinical professor, a psychologist, and the founding director of the Doctor of Behavioral Health, DBH, program in the College of Health Solutions at Arizona State University. He is the CHS Program Manager, International Partners, and an ASU Senior Global Futures Scientist, Julie Ann Wrigley Global Futures Laboratory. He has 13 years of experience and above leading collaborations between Arizona State University and various universities across the globe that includes China, South and Southeast Asia, and much more. He is also the principal investigator on research grants. Sir has a great interest to include all the integrated behavioral approaches and health programs in developing countries. Sir would like to give his expertise and lift up people from the developing countries. And the workforce training, he would like to concentrate in that zone, the workforce training. Apart from that, digital health technologies to improve healthy behavior amongst all of us. He would like to contribute to that domain. And dear friends, Dr. O'Donnell has served as Director of Disease Management Programs for major health plans and as well as a director and clinician in behavioral health clinics and psychiatric hospital inpatient units. His clinical expertise and experiences includes treatment of adults who suffer from depression, or you could say adult depression, adult anxiety, substance abuse, adolescents, and family and parenting approaches for child behavior problems. Why the children are suffering? Because there are certain problems across in the family, and how parents could overcome this with the help of Dr. Ron. And so here we'll get to know more, because it's just the tip of the iceberg. We'll get to know more about how Sir is able to share his knowledge and expertise across the world. Hello, sir, and welcome to the International Fab Talks.
Thank you, Crystal, for the wonderful welcome.
Thank you, sir. Dear sir, we'd like to get to know more about you from you. How would you define yourself? Who is the real Mr. Ron or Dr. Ron or just Ron? You said, you're very polite. You said you could just call me Ron. That's really very friendly, very polite,
I am a humble person. I grew up, with a working class family. We didn't think we were better than anybody else. Now I treat people equally wherever I go. But in defining myself, first, I define myself relative to those who are close to me, to my wife, my children, my family, my friends. Those are the most important thing to me, the love and caring of others. And then secondly, my profession as a professor, as a psychologist. And I see myself as trying to contribute to improving health and well-being of the world through my work.
That's really nice. Coming from a humble background, treating everybody equally. That's one of the greatest blessings we could ever have in the world. If we have that wisdom to treat everyone equally and love and care for humanity instead of war and crimes across the world. Wonderful, yeah. Sir. That's really nice. Yes, sir, you have a lot of experience on the professional front. You've been, giving much of your time and energy in the health sector, in the psychological sector. That's really wonderful. Mostly the health sector, I could feel that you're doing your very best, different approaches. You might have come across a lot of stress, or you might have seen people stressed out. You might have also faced a lot of stress. We all do. What is your secret of managing your stress that could even help us to?
I'll answer that in two ways. First of all, you mentioned my expertise, integrated healthcare. That means addressing mind and body together, right? You cannot separate them. So we must make sure we think in a positive way, an optimistic way, we must take care of ourselves in terms of what we eat, what we drink, how we exercise. And stress is something we all experience, maybe even more so now than ever before. The world's a very stressful place. And personally, I rely most upon using mindfulness meditation. I practice daily, maybe 15 minutes or so. I also view the world in a mindful way, trying to appreciate everything I see and value it. And secondly, through exercise. I love to exercise for stress and for my health. So I'm an endurance athlete. I exercise many ways every day: swimming, running, bicycling, etc.
That's really great.
One more thing, really important: relying upon friends, my wife, my friends, talking to other people, getting support from others. Those three things: meditation, looking inward; exercise for the body; and social connection to people are the keys for managing stress, I think.
Wonderful, sir. That's really nice. And it's very true. Meditation helps us. Apart from that, you even are connecting with the world. You give credit to your family, to your spouse. That's really very nice. Mm-hmm. To look inward. You're good even at, other physical activities, as you've been saying. That's really nice to de-stress. Connecting with the world is also a way to de-stress. Networking. That's really
Thank you.
Nice. Thank you, sir. And that's a takeaway for all of us. Yes. Thank you. Dear sir, may we know who was the little Ron? How were you as a little kid? Were you very mischievous, very silent, calm?
I was very happy-go-lucky. If I look at photographs of me, I'm always smiling. I love to play with my friends, play with my siblings. I just love life. Very happy person. I studied. I wasn't the best studier, but I studied enough to do well. But I always enjoyed being with people and being happy.
That's really nice. So could you just share any childhood memory with us? Like you were playing and this is what happened, or maybe at home?
My best memories are of my father. My father was a very hard worker. He worked often more than one job. He was often out late. So when he took us out to a movie, to go to an amusement park, even for breakfast or dinner, it was always very special to have his time. So memories of spending time with my father and mother are certainly most important, as well as my siblings. We had a very happy family. I have 3 brothers and 1 sister. We all got along well. So nothing but happy memories of all those days, especially taking small trips together.
That's really nice. Beautiful memories. Dear sir, you are an inspiration to many of us. The best part of what I like about you is your down-to-earth nature, your politeness, your approachability, that warm human bonding. You are an inspiration to many of us. But I would like to know today, who is your inspiration? Who has inspired you to become who you are today?
In recent years, I would say the practice of studying Buddhism and mindful meditation. I'm especially influenced by the writings of the Vietnamese Buddhist monk Thich Nhat Hanh. I find that very helpful. As I read the words, it kind of confirms things I've already known in my life but not been really aware of. It gives me more of a clear path for a fulfilling life.
A few books which we too could read and benefit from, which you've been reading. We could also benefit and lay our hands on it.
Well, I've been studying quite a bit. How do we change our habits? How do we have a better life? And one book is called Atomic Habits by the author James Clear. It's a very common sense approach to how do we change our habits in life. The second book I really enjoyed recently is called Blind Spot. It's by a man named John Clifton, the CEO of the Gallup polling agency. And this book talks about their polling of global happiness over the last 10 years. And the finding is that we're becoming less happy over time. The world's becoming an unhappier place. And it talks about things we can do to improve happiness. And many things I mentioned: taking care of our health, taking care of our family and friends, having a good profession, are things that will help to address this great increase in unhappiness. And secondly, from my own personal view and from Buddhism, trying to generate, loving kindness and gratitude, I think are really important in life.
Yes, that's really nice. Thank you very much for sharing, sir. That was really kind of you to share. Wonderful. Yes, sir, how would you want to be remembered in this world? And why should people remember Dr. Ronald O'Donnell?
Well, first, as a fun person, I work very hard, but I like to enjoy my work and enjoy time with my colleagues when I'm working. I spend great time with my friends and family and exploring the world, being curious, doing things, making friendships. The world's more about work. Work is critical, of course, to have income and support your family, but without friendship and caring and kindness, everything else loses importance.
So have you been on a favorite holiday destination to any place which you'd like to share with us? Or you plan to go on a favorite holiday destination somewhere you've been or you would like to be? Would you like to share that with us?
Well, I've traveled many places with my wife for vacations in Europe and for my professional work as a global consultant. Many trips to China and then more recently, Vietnam, Thailand, Cambodia, Malaysia, Indonesia. And my favorite place so far where I would not mind spending more time is Thailand, especially the city of Chiang Mai, which is a very uh, peaceful, beautiful city in northern Thailand, surrounded by mountains. People are very friendly, wonderful food. And of course, in southern Thailand, wonderful beaches and places to relax. So I like Thailand.
That's nice. Thailand, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's really good. Great. Dear sir, have you been watching movies of late? Could you suggest some nice movies which could connect our mind, our body together, where we could focus on health? Is there any movie or documentary? Would you like to share that with us?
Oh, not so much on health. I love movies though, all kinds of movies. And the one that impressed me the most in recent years was the recent Academy Award winning film, Everything Everywhere All at Once, which is really a combination of family drama, romance, parenting, martial arts, science fiction. Really interesting combination. And the moral of the story is that family comes first and family is important. And we must not forget that.
Yes, that's very true. Very true, sir. That's really nice. Thank you for sharing. Sir, do you believe in lotteries? You are from the professional field, from the academic field. You're very concerned with the health, the physical and mental health. Have you ever given a thought, what if I win a lottery? Have you ever given a thought like that?
What if I do what?
Win a lottery, a jackpot,
Oh.
a jackpot.
I think I would live my life the same, just have a little more flexibility for doing things I can't really do right now in terms of traveling the world more, things like that. Yeah, I feel very blessed in my career, both in terms of where I am in my life after a long career and my finances for retirement are good. But of course, money is very important. It's a big part of happiness, and having more, winning a lottery is never a bad thing. But it wouldn't change my life in a big way. I'd keep on working. I'd keep on spending time with my friends and family, just having more flexibility in life.
That's really very nice, very humble of you to say that and share that it wouldn't change much of my life because I have everything all set for myself. But yes, of course, if I win it, that would be really nice. And we
Exactly.
wish that you win a big jackpot, sir.
Thank you.
Yes, yes, sir. Dear sir, when you were in school, were you interested in sports and games as you are now? As you said, I do a lot of physical workouts and like different things which you shared earlier. When you were a little teenager, were you also into sports and games?
Well, when I was a youngster growing up, we always played sports with my friends. If it was basketball season, we played basketball. Football season, we played basketball. And I found as I got older and I didn't have those kind of friends to play sports with, I began doing things on my own. So I started running when I was maybe 30 years old. I started later on, met a friend doing triathlons and added swimming and biking and doing triathlon competition where you swim, run, and then bike for a distance. I've always enjoyed weightlifting, taking care of making myself strong. As you age, that's especially important so you can keep on doing things without losing quality of life. And I still enjoy other things like skiing, snow skiing, kayaking in rivers and the local lakes. So sports are a way to stay healthy, to connect to people, and to enjoy nature.
Wonderful. That's really nice. Very adventurous, right?
Yes, yes.
Yes, that's nice. Great, sir. Dear sir, what is the change that you would love to bring in the world? You are from the medical field. concentrating on health, not only physical health, it is even emotional well-being, mental health, all of this, being a psychologist, right? How would you like
Yes.
look at this? Like, what change is missing in the world and you would like to bring that beautiful change?
I think the world is in great need of more kindness and gratitude. There's so much, anger and hate in the world, whether it's conflict between different types of people, whether it's social media inflaming anger and hate. Uh, People often look to blame others for their problems and hate other people. And I think if we had more kindness and gratitude for things we have in life, there'd be less hate and anger. So that's my hope. The other one, of course, is that we can learn how to better improve our health habits to have a healthier, higher quality of life and not to become eating too much, drinking too much, to become obese, to really take care of our health and extend our life as much as possible.
Great, sir. Wonderful. Fabulous sharing, sir. That's really very nice to get to know about it. That's so nice. Dear sir, do you have any plans for retirement?
Well, right now I am 66 years old, so I'm retirement age, but I'm taking it year by year. I'm very fortunate to love the job I do as a professor. I love teaching students, advising students. I love working on research projects and doing global work. At some point, I'll retire from full-time work and for the next phase of my life, do part-time work, maybe research only at the university, not teaching. I want to continue my global consulting so I can travel the world, working on projects and have time both to help people, but also to relax and do vacation and tourism in different parts of the world. So I also hope to visit India and Bangladesh in my future so I can experience that for the first time. So I have many plans for my future retirement, but sitting in my house doing nothing is not one of them.
Wonderful, sir. That's really nice. Share your time with the world, travel across the world and share.
Mm-hmm.
Just don't want to stay at home, but be the best you can be at any given age. Yes,
Mm-hmm.
you're
Yes,
66 and
exactly.
we just can't, we don't know what will happen to us at 66. We could see you so active, so energetic, so passionate with all the work that you're doing, sir, for the society and for mankind. That's
Thank
really
you.
wonderful. Thank you, sir. Dear sir, you're into this family programs, adolescents, adult depression. Like how you take all about, like, could you just explain what actually you are into and how does this help others? If somebody would like to reach out to you for these reasons, if they want some help, or get connected for treatment or, counseling, how do they approach you? Could you just share something about your works?
Well, I always, give out my email address and my social media accounts to people and encourage them to talk to me. And I'm always happy to offer guidance and mentoring, right? Uh, to hear people's concerns and problems and offer suggestions, possible things that work for other people with similar problems, whether it's how do I lose weight? How do I manage my diabetes? How do I deal with depression or trauma in my life? There are many pathways to addressing these kind of problems in life, and no one approach is right for everybody. So my approach is to listen to people carefully, understand the nature and source of their problem, and try to offer a range of solutions they can try on for size and see which one works for them. But there's certainly being evidence based. What has been proven effective? Adapting things for different cultures. What works in the United States for a person in New York is not going to be the same what works for a person in Dhaka, Bangladesh, right? So tailoring what I'm offering as advice based on the culture, my knowledge of the culture is also very important.
Great, sir. Thank you so much for sharing, sir. We are much humbled and privileged to get to know all of this from you, how you could serve, everyone. And your focus is on Bangladesh. Your focus is on creating, peace in every place, like, give suggestions, improve the lives of people, improve the quality of their lives. That's what makes you more special. So that's really nice.
Well, right now, in particular, you mentioned workforce training. I have projects in many countries now, in China, Vietnam, uh, India, and Bangladesh, training social workers to become expert in health coaching to help people address physical and mental health problems. Because we have many great physicians and doctors, but they're so busy seeing so many patients, they only have time to get medication out. And they have no time to do really counseling or health coaching. So I think social workers or even community health workers are a great resource that are an untapped potential. I hope to have that become a more important part of the workforce in all of these countries.
You're training social workers across the world.
Yes, thank you.
That's great, sir. Wonderful, sir. Dear sir, any dream projects that you still have and you would love to share that dream project with us?
Well, I'm living my dream projects right now. I mean, I've been very fortunate. I've always been curious and searching for the next big thing, the next new thing. And I've had maybe 3 or 4 different careers in my life. And more recently, working for the university since 2008 and designing a doctoral degree program has been very successful with hundreds of students attending and graduating. That's been a dream project. Having the good luck to meet a colleague in China and then spending time between 2010 up to COVID, traveling to China over 40 times to work on projects, to make friends there, extending that work to Taiwan, to Thailand, Vietnam, Cambodia, and now India and Bangladesh. These are all dream projects that I'm living. So I couldn't be happier with my career than what I'm doing right now.
Great, brilliant, sir. That's really nice. You're living your dream. Wonderful.
Exactly.
I heard, I guess you visited China 40 times.
Mm-hmm.
Did I get that right?
That's right, yes.
Great. That's wonderful. To make friends, to gain knowledge, to share knowledge, and create an impact across the world.
I would go there 3 or 4 times a year with a colleague who arranged my visits, and I would do training for physicians, nurses, psychologists, psychiatrists. I might go to a hospital, say 3 times in 1 year, each time for 2 or 3 days, just to do training discussion. I always joke that I'm there to offer my help, but I'm also there to learn, because if I don't learn about the people and culture, I cannot be effective. And secondly, as I mentioned, making friends. I have great friends now across the world, and I'm so grateful for that and love talking to people from all over the world, learning about what's happening from their point of view, rather than just being looking at my point of view of the world.
How sweet. Smart work and hard work. Is there any difference? Would you want the youth to understand, yes, this is called as smart work and this is like hard work? Not only the youth, it could be for all of us. Yes, sir.
Hard work is important. Without hard work, your chance of success in life is reduced. But smart work to me means thinking clearly about what you want to accomplish, spending your time mindfully, consciously. How do I want to spend my day at work? Do I want to try and focus on one project at a time and get it done, go on to the next project? We know multitasking, trying to do many things at once doesn't work. It's not effective. So being very conscious what you spend your time on hour by hour in work is important, what you want to accomplish, what your goals are, being strategic. So I think keeping just a conscious awareness of what you're trying to do and not being taken off on tangents, not going off on a tangent of social media or daydreaming or not paying attention. Now, daydreaming is important in life. It's good to spend time thinking of nothing, but you need for work to be focused and balanced.
Yes. So would you like to share the names of your best friends today with us?
My best friends?
Yes, because you said you have friends across the world. Would you like to name a few of them?
Well, my wife is my best friend, but aside from that, I have my friends locally, different couples I see. My friends Brian and Tom, we spend time going out bicycling together, going to sporting events. I have friends in Vietnam who I'm very close to, who are doctors and nurses there. Tom and Huang. Other friends who are more social friends, another friend named Tom, who I spend time with, talking on social media. My colleague from Bangladesh, Habib Rahman, I just met. He came to visit me for my conference in USA last week. We spent time together in person. My colleague from Dr. An from Vietnam, who works for the University of Medicine and Pharmacy in Ho Chi Minh City. My business partner, Chen Baozhen in Beijing, longtime friends, and we call each other brothers. I can go on, but those are just a few of the friends that I have. And then my family. I just came back from a visit to my younger brother and sister in California. Had a chance to see my nieces and nephew I've not seen since COVID. So those are examples of friends I see online, virtually, and in person. Both are important.
So nice of you to share all of their names. Thank you so much. And you know, my friends are my family. That's what I've heard you saying. That's really very nice.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Dear sir, what brings a smile to your face often? You have that smile always, but may I know, what is it that brings out that beautiful smile on your face often?
Well, I just love life. I love the world, and I pay attention to things that are joyous, and maybe small things we take for granted, right? Beautiful sunrise or sunset, seeing a parent and child play outside, seeing something funny on television or reading something funny, seeing a good story in the news rather than a bad story in the news. I always search for, unconsciously look for things that are joyous in life. And the more you pay attention to those kind of things, the happier you feel, I believe. So I always smiled as a child. I never quite knew why, but now as an adult, I think more about that. Why am I happy? And I think some of the things I've talked about today, taking care of family, friends, health, habits, work, finance, are all reasons I am able to smile still at this point in my life.
Beautiful. Dear sir, any weakness for chocolate, sweets, ice creams? Any of these?
Any kind of, ask me again, I didn't quite catch that.
Any weakness for chocolate, sweets, and ice creams?
Oh, I love all kinds of unhealthy food and I still eat them, but in moderation, right? Uh, Dark chocolate, pizza, fried chicken wings, barbecue ribs. These are all things I love, but most of my diet is in the morning, yogurt or oatmeal, in the lunchtime, salad with vegetables, snacking on fruits. Dinner, my wife is a great cook, but she doesn't cook any red meat, just seafood, vegetables, pasta. So most of my meals are healthy and they're also tasty, right? I learned to savor foods that are healthy rather than just foods that we are conditioned to like that are high in salt or sugar. But I still like those foods too. So those are things that are weaknesses for me.
Oh, great. That's nice. Nice, sir. Thank you for sharing all of those names. I was like feeling a bit hungry now, wanting to eat something of which you have
Yes.
mentioned. That's really nice. Thank you for sharing. Yes, dear. Dear sir, from where do you derive your strength? You are at 66 and strong in mind and body. You're very clear on your thoughts. You know where your path is. You know what you want to do. From where do you get all of the strength?
Well, I've always been a very high energy person, right? Throughout my life, I always on the go, have the ability to push myself. I still manage, my sleep and relaxation, but very high energy. And then being curious, want to learn more about the world, about people, to soak things in and gain knowledge, and then to share it with others as much as I can, to share what I think is helpful for a good life.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for sharing. Dear sir, you're in this space where you treat patients, where you're connected in the clinical field, you're connected with psychologists, you're connected with, parents and youth and, suggesting people how to carry on their lives into a lot of, you've been putting your energy into different fields. Yes. So is there anything that scares you and say, we are trying to do our best, but people are not coming out and taking the benefits of what we are offering them? Is there something that gives you a little stress or you're scared about anything with regard to what I just shared? What
Well,
happens?
my greatest fears are about, certainly the environment, the fact that we're facing global warming and uh, increased heat and air pollution, and those require government intervention and solution. But it seems so far that the progress has been promising, but not sufficient. And then, secondly, maybe more importantly, as I mentioned, just the global increasing, it seems like, an unhappiness and anger and hatred. And uh, I'd like to see the world a better place with more people having compassion and gratitude, kindness towards others, so that when you focus on kindness and how you are common with others, what you share in common, what are the good things about humanity, the things that you dislike or hate about other people, they fade away, become less important. So I really hope to see a world with less hate and anger and more loving kindness and gratitude in the future.
How nice. That's really nice. Lots of kindness, lots of gratitude. Yes, dear friend, this is what we have to learn from Dr. Ron, who's out here to inspire the world and to spread human love. Humanity is the greatest religion across the world. And yes, friends, let's not indulge in crime, hatred. Let's bring back peace into the world and have everyone living with a beautiful smile. Dear sir, I've seen you very calm and composed. I've been mentioning that right from the start. I'd like to ask you a very personal question. Do you ever get angry?
Of course, we all have a range of emotions we experience. I get angry or annoyed oftentimes. And, you know, I tend to use mindfulness techniques to understand my anger and to cope with it in a positive way. I'll give you an example. Before I started practicing mindfulness, I might be stuck in traffic or waiting in a long line at the grocery store and getting very irritated, anxious, annoyed. But over time, as I became better at mindfulness and appreciating the moment, not worrying about things I can't control, I'll be in the same traffic jam now, the same long line, and just it doesn't bother me, right? I've accepted that. I find other ways to keep my mind occupied and not to become angry or worried about other people and what they're doing, because I can't control that. I can control how I respond to the world only.
Brilliant, sir. I love this answer. I shouldn't take stress which is not in my control, of the things which are not in my control, right? I'm only concerned with myself and my growth. And, I can't do things which are not within my reach. And I shouldn't take up those things that stress me or anger me, which is out of my control. Wonderful, sir. Brilliant.
I agree.
That's a takeaway. That's a big takeaway for us. Dear sir, if you are not now in your current position, what you are now, what would you have been?
Maybe an entrepreneur, a business person, designing a business or company. When I was very young, I wanted to be an oceanographer for a time. I used to watch Jacques Cousteau when I was a child, all the underwater adventures, and I love the ocean. So those are things I might have become, but did not become a psychologist professor.
That's beautiful. The world needs you there. The universe needs you there as a professor and a psychologist. Yes. Because you have all those beautiful talents and the goodness in you, which you could share with us. Yes, sir.
Thank you. Thank you, Crystal.
Thank you, sir. Dear sir, your favorite color and why?
I think it's my favorite color changes over time, but right now it's green. I have green eyes. I think green is good for the environment. Green environment is a source of energy, I think, energizing color. So I like green. I just bought a brand new pair of bright green running shoes. I love them.
Oh, great. That's really nice. Thank you for sharing. Thank you, sir. So as a student, where was your focus on which subject? Which subject you love to study the most?
I enjoyed social studies when I was never as good at mathematics, so I'd love to take history courses, English composition, writing short stories, reading stories. Those are all things I loved as a child, and I still love those things.
How nice. You share the space with me, or maybe I share the space with you. Even I'm not good at math, but of course I loved history, and I'm all with you. I love all of that. I had a fear for mathematics. Even till today, I have a fear. So whenever I do any accounting or in accounts, I redo it again, like not to make any mistake. That's nice. Somebody's with me because most of the celebrities say science and math, science and math. So I'm happy today to share the space with you.
Well, certainly I encourage youth to pursue science and math. Those are excellent for any kind of career, but we all have different strengths and areas of improvement in life. And for me, I've learned over time, like you, to embrace mathematics and statistics in particular for research. It's not a natural talent, but when I work hard to improve and compensate for my natural talents.
Thanks. Thank you, sir. Thank you for sharing. Thank you very much. Dear sir, would you like to share a favorite quote or a proverb from your side, which you've been inspired by, which could also inspire us?
I've always been inspired since I was a child by the quote from the American President John F. Kennedy, who said, ask not what your country can do for you, ask what you can do for your country. And that really, to me, is a spirit of giving rather than taking. What can I do to help the country rather than the country helping me?
Perfect, perfect. Have the spirit of giving. Wonderful, sir. Excellent, brilliant. Hats off to you for sharing this beautiful quote.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. A beautiful quote, in fact. Dear sir, your proudest moment till date. You've accomplished so many things. At 66, you've been accomplishing so many things, so many feathers in your cap. Amongst all, which is your proudest accomplishment?
Well, certainly my marriage and my children are my greatest accomplishment in life, but professionally, my designing the Doctor of Behavioral Health degree program. I spent a year designing that program and launching it as a director, and it's become a very successful program for oh, almost 20 years now. My global work, making all these impacts in Asia, Southeast Asia, South Asia, and those continues. So I'm just really pleased about those accomplishments and hope to leave behind a legacy of having helped the world and people in any way I can.
Wonderful. Leaving a beautiful legacy of helping people around the world. That's really nice. Thank you, sir. That's very nice of you. Dear sir, do you love pets? Do you have a pet at home?
Pets? No,
Pets.
no. My wife has allergies to pets. We don't have pets. When I was a child, we always had dogs or cats. I will say maybe 6 years ago, my son purchased a pet guinea pig, but he wasn't supposed to have it in his apartment. So we took it away from him and adopted it for him and raised that. It passed away a couple of years ago, but that became a big part of our household, our pet guinea pig named Herbie. So I like pets, but don't have them because of my wife's allergies.
Yes, we get that, sir. That's really nice. Yes, sir, I have a cup in my hand. How would you look at this cup? Is your cup half full, half empty? Is it filled to the brim?
It's always half full. I'm the world's biggest optimist.
Great, wonderful, beautiful. You were quick on that. You were quick on that. That's really nice. A very optimistic person sharing all his views today with us, my dear friends. We're going to get a little more knowledge and insight into our celebrity's life, how he's going to impact your personal lives and professional lives as well. Dear sir, how many languages are you able to speak and converse in very well?
I'm terrible at learning languages. I speak English, of course. I learned Spanish when I was in high school and college and still have some proficiency there. But yeah, I try to study, Chinese or Mandarin. Other languages, it's very difficult for me. Maybe because I just don't put the time into it. So only English is my primary language I would take credit for.
Great. That's still nice. So would you oblige if we ask you to sing a little song for us? Would you oblige?
No, I don't want to sing a song.
A line or two, if you could.
I can't think of any song. I'll pass on that question.
Okay, sir. Fine, sir. That's really nice for saying pass on. But again, maybe towards the end, if you could recollect any of the songs, you could just share it with us. Dear sir, are you a great listener or a speaker? Where do you find yourself?
I'm more of a natural speaker now. And it's funny, as a child, I was more introverted and afraid to speak. Now I love to speak. And I need to work actively on listening to make sure I'm a good listener. That takes more effort for me.
Yes, sir. It's being said like a great listener is always a great speaker.
It takes both combined, yes.
Yes. If you're able to speak very well, it is just because you've been a great listener, a great reader. Only then one can speak, right? So you have a blend of both. Yes. A blend of both. And I see when I asking you a question or when I'm trying to get some information from you, you're very patient, listening carefully and then giving a reply. So to me,
it's important in life. Yes.
Yes. Wonderful. That's a beautiful, habit all of us should have. Be great listeners and speakers at the same time, like our special celebrity. Yes. Dr. Ron O'Donnell. Dear sir, if the Almighty or the universe handed over a superpower to you and said, yes, it is your choice, you could select the best superpower which you like, what would you select, sir?
To choose the best what?
The superpower. A superpower.
Superpower. Yes, I would like to fly like Superman. I like to fly.
Oh,
I love to travel. And if I could fly and not have to go on crowded airplanes and wait in long lines for the airplanes, I would love just to fly, go anywhere I wanted to anytime.
Oh, great. That's really nice. Beautiful. I just woke up from my chair. Like I was like, okay, listening to you. Then you said Superman, I'd like to fly. Then it is like, it brought back, that sudden spark. Great. That's really nice.
I would fly to you, interview you in person right now. I'd fly to you and say hello if I had my superpowers. So
yes, yes, dear sir. Very nice. I guess maybe in the future, there may be certain inventions like this where, people could just fly up in the sky like that using some technology and like.
You never know. Yeah.
Never know, right? It would just, instead of flying by planes or maybe traveling, we could just We never know how the future may be with different inventions. That's really nice. A beautiful thought. I could now just visualize, create that mental picture of you being Superman and flying from here to there. That's really nice. Thank you, sir, so much for keeping the session going on with lots of positivity and, of course, lots of knowledge as well, and humor too. Dear sir, would you like to enlighten us from your journey as a psychologist, as a professor, about red flags? Yes, dear friends, this is a red flag. Stay safe. Any two red flags you could just enlighten and empower us to understand, yet identify, in fact, I should use the right word, identify that this is a red flag in life. Stay safe.
Well, certainly for our health, any kind of excess consumption, whether it's excess consumption of food, alcohol, excess time sitting, not being physically active. And in our mind, any red flags are having too much anger, hate, jealousy. Those are all negative emotions that make us unhappy. Many things in life push us in that direction. Social media, for example, has algorithms to engage you into angry thoughts. So being aware of those red flags is the first step. Once you're aware of them, you can think, look inward and understand, why am I thinking this? Why am I feeling this way? And begin making changes in a more positive direction. But awareness comes first. And those are all important red flags.
Great, sir. Thank you, sir, for creating awareness today on this platform. Don't have too much, don't overindulge in anything. Stay safe, be aware of your emotions, and be in control. Very nice, sir. Thank you so much. Dear sir, the next question coming up. Do you think the world, the Western world, and the world across the entire world, let's take the entire world, are we all giving sufficient of importance, sufficient of mileage with regard to mental health? Are we giving that special, you get my point, sir? Are we all doing our bit
yes,
to create awareness?
Well, a major focus of integrated healthcare, for example, the United States, is to put an expert on mental health into the family doctor's office. So now we have social workers, psychologists working side by side with the family doctor. The family doctor thinks you have depression or anxiety. You can walk down the hall and see the expert. That's not the case, of course, in most of the world. And my hope is to create that new workforce. So if you see your family doctor and they can't help you with being depressed or having anger or health habits, but referring to a social worker or a community health worker would be a great way to make us have integrated healthcare, mind-body health, more recognized, more available to all of us. Right now, as you know, getting mental health treatment in India, in Asia, is very difficult. There are not enough psychologists, psychiatrists to meet the needs of so many people. So you must train a broader workforce. It could be, like I said, social workers, counselors. It could be even volunteers in the community and villages who want to become trained to be good helpers in their community. These are all techniques we can use to spread goodwill, knowledge on how to live a happier, healthier life.
Great, sir. Very nice. We have to train a workforce to do all of this. It's very limited. We have to train many of them, keep them focusing on the right stream, give importance to mental health and physical health as well. The workforce should be enhanced. That's what I get.
The good news is that even now we know from research evidence that take people who are retired with no training and no license in practicing psychology, they can learn how to help people with depression, with bad health habits. They can learn quickly and easily and become very effective at very low cost. So there are practical solutions we should try and encourage our leaders to pursue in all these countries.
So is there any certification or a diploma course where people could come forward, enroll for it, get trained, and come and serve the community? Is there anything like that you'd like to share with us?
There are many online courses. I can maybe share after we talk a web link for an organization called Next Gen University. They have online free courses. Anybody can just go online and take on all kinds of health problems: physical health, mental health, depression, anxiety, diabetes, hypertension. So I recommend that site often. was developed by researchers actually in India and Africa, so it's locally developed and very helpful. Next Gen University.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for sharing that information. Thanks a lot. Dear sir, a question comes up like this. How do you visualize the future? This very moment we are sharing space, both of us on this platform, with the world we are sharing the space. From this very second and the next 50 years that are yet to come, what type of changes you visualize in these 50 years?
Well, obviously, we've been through we're in a very difficult time in our history with, COVID-19 causing great physical and mental health problems. We're seeing globally increased global conflict, Ukraine and Russia, Israel and Hamas, tensions between China and the United States, many areas of conflict, reason for pessimism, right? But we have to realize life and history goes through ups and downs. Things get good, things get bad. And I'm hopeful that leaders will emerge in countries to reduce wars, increase helping those who need more help in the world and society, addressing inequalities and health disparities, giving more resources to help people live better, happier lives as long as they, choose to help themselves and be productive. I hope for that kind of future. I'm an optimist. I have to think that way. But also acknowledging we're in a dark place now, and people often, when they're in a dark place, can't see coming out of it. But I think if we do all we can in our control to make the world a better place, that will spread and hopefully turn the world into a better direction.
Thank you, sir, for that beautiful answer. Thank you. Thank you for that beautiful insight into the future, being very positive and wanting the best for the world in the next 50 years. That's really nice. Mm-hmm. Thank you. Dear sir, if you were given a time machine in your hand, you had to click one of the buttons that would take you into the past. And the task over there is to relive somebody's life. Whose life you would love to relive?
I really would not want to do that. I think I'm just very happy who I am, the person I am now. There are many people I admire in history, right? Artists and inventors, but I wouldn't want to live somebody's life in the past. I like living my life right now.
Wow, great.
It is.
That's really nice. So you're very happy and satisfied with who you are, contented to be who you are, right? That's really nice.
Yes, yes.
Having a lot of gratitude for this life which the Lord has given us. It's really beautiful. Very nice. I like the answer.
Thank you.
Yes. Dear sir, there are many students, many youngsters, family members who can't take constructive criticism. You explain constructive criticism today on this platform. How one should take constructive criticism.
Well, I agree. It seems like at least in the United States, maybe globally, younger people seem less open to being challenged or having their ideas challenged. They're often, I need to be safe and not have any thoughts I don't like presented to me. And that's not a good thing. I teach business courses in my university. I teach a course entrepreneurship for healthcare. I teach a course in quality improvement for healthcare. And the key, for example, as an entrepreneur is taking risks. And when you take risks, they should be calculated, but it should be risk you understand the consequences, but you're going to have failure, many failures in life. And the key is to accept that and understand that and embrace that as a learning experience, that without failing and doing poorly, and then learning what happened, why did I do poorly? How can you make changes in your life so next time you don't make those same mistakes? In that respect, criticism becomes important to improve your life, not something to be feared or avoided. In quality improvement, we know the key is to collect data continuously on how a business is doing. We should apply the same to ourselves. We should always look for data and what our strengths are and areas of improvement are, and not fear those or avoid those, but to embrace those and try to challenge those. A key philosophy of Buddhism is that as humans, we like to tend to avoid anything unpleasant in life, unpleasant emotions, unpleasant feelings, and often to search for quick solutions, chocolate, a cigarette, alcohol, rather than facing our negative emotions. So I think your question of constructive criticism applies to all these areas. You have to be able to look inward at things that are unhappy, unsettling, unappealing, to recognize those. Otherwise, we cannot make changes to have a happier, better life. That's my long answer to your question.
Wonderful, sir. Thank you very much. Very impressive. That's really very nice. Thank you so much, sir, to give a clear-cut picture of what you have in mind with regard to constructive criticism. That's really nice. Dear sir, do you think forgiving others, the forgiveness therapy, would help people around? Because many of us have this habit of not forgiving others. So do you think forgiving others or following a forgiveness therapy, session, will it help us to overcome all the stress in life?
Well, I think forgiveness is a part of living a loving, kind, and compassionate life. That we're all going to have people that annoy us, whether it's family, friend, coworker, or boss, who do things we think are unjust. And having the ability to forgive is very important. Oftentimes trying to find in the other person good qualities. In most people, not all, most people, even when they annoy us, there are good qualities about them, good intentions. And we recognize that the things that annoy us often become less important, less critical. So forgiveness is certainly very important globally.
Yes. And dear friends, if you forgive others and keep boundaries, maintain boundaries, you're going to have a very good life.
Yes, focus on yourself. Part of good life. Yeah.
Yes, yes, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. Dear sir, we've come to the end of the main round of the interview, but we do have a small segment. It will just take 5 minutes. May I take 5 minutes from you more?
Of course.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you very much. We have a small segment called as the rapid fire round, where you have to answer in 1 or 2 words to get to know your likes and dislikes.
I'll give it my best shot.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. Thanks. Dear friends, it's time for the rapid fire round now to get to know the likes and dislikes of our celebrity, Dr. Ronald O'Donnell, a professor, a psychologist, and of course, a great human being. Dear sir, the first rapid fire round question starts like this. You have to select any one. Is it cake, chocolate, or ice cream?
Chocolate.
Strawberry flavor, chocolate flavor, butterscotch.
Chocolate again.
Is it the summer, winter, rainy, autumn, spring season?
Summer, my favorite.
Love to travel by land, air, or water?
Tough choice. I'll take air. We need to breathe. Part of mindfulness is breath. So air.
Okay, so you love to stay in a big city, a small town, or a little village?
I need to be near a big city for all the dining, entertainment, arts, museums. I love being near a big city. I've always lived near a big city.
Wonderful. Dear sir, when you help others, do you expect anything in return? Maybe a smile, maybe a thank you, it could be. Do you expect anything in return? Yes or no?
No.
Your idea of a perfect day or a beautiful day in 1 word?
Being with someone you love and care for and sharing a wonderful experience.
Wonderful, great. Is Mr. Ron, or is Dr. Ron, I should say, or I just say, Ron, sir, are you a good cook? Yes or no?
I'm a good cook for a man, yes. My wife is an excellent cook. I'm a good cook.
Would you like to share the name of your recipe? Any recipe which you like, the name.
I love to grill things on the grill outdoors. So I can grill, seafood, vegetables, steak. I can do any kind of grilling. I love that.
And it tastes good also, right? There's a unique taste to it when you grill. That's really nice. Yes, sir, are you an early bird or a night owl?
I'm both. I get up too early and stay up too late.
Wonderful. I struggle to be an early bird because I'm a night owl, and I really struggle to be an early morning person, but I'm trying my best. But I love the way you said, I am both.
I always wake up early, like 5:30, 6 a.m. I'm always awake, wide awake, ready to work. But at night, I work a long day. I want to relax and watch a movie, read a book. So I'll stay up too late sometime. But if I stay up late, I'll still wake up early. It's a curse.
That's a blessing. No, that's a blessing, sir. I love to do it, but I cannot open my eyes. If I sleep late, I can't open my eyes in the morning. I just have to wait till I get my complete sleep and then get up.
Well, we all have different patterns, but certainly the research shows getting at least 7 hours of sleep or more is best for a healthy life.
Yes, sir. Yes, thank you, sir, for sharing. Is it salty food, sweet food, or spicy food?
Spicy. I've had many things like hot pot meals in China, Sichuan hot pot, very spicy Thai food. Love that.
Oh, great. That's really nice. Thanks for sharing. Thanks for that beautiful sharing, sir. Sir, is life all about only money? Is life all about only happiness? Or is life a blend of both? How would you look at this question?
I think focusing on happiness, everything else will fall into place.
Wow, great. Focus on happiness. Everything will fall in place. That's a lovely way to answer this question. Perfect. Focus on happiness and everything will fall in place. Superb. That's a takeaway for me. Seriously, sir. That's the need of the hour for many of us, including me also. That's nice. Dear sir, are you an introvert, an extrovert, or an ambivert?
I'm an extrovert now. As a child, I was an introvert.
Great. Dear sir, when you are alone, all by yourself, no book, no music, only you, Dr. Ronald alone, Dr. Ron alone, and his thoughts. Where do your thoughts take you? Do your thoughts take you into the past, or it takes races into the future, or are you connected to the present moment?
Oh, certainly the present moment. That's the key function of Buddhism, to stay in the present moment, appreciate things, think about things now. Of course, we all look back at good memories. That's a good thing to do. We look to the future for our planning and hopes and dreams. But in the present moment is the most peaceful place to be.
I love that. The present moment is the most peaceful place to be. Wonderful. That's really nice. Dear sir, you love socializing or me time?
Socializing. Both are very important to me. And, you mentioned how do you balance life? I think making time both for social and me time is critical. One or the other being too much is not good, but I love being social.
Wonderful. I love the way you say, none of these should be in excess, moderate, having a very balanced lifestyle. Wonderful.
I'm trying to follow your rules and pick one, but when I pick one, I must give the other one some thought too.
Great, sir. That's nice. Dear sir, are you a great thinker, a doer, or both?
I'm a doer.
Great. Do you concentrate on experiential learning or learning from book or bookish knowledge, or a blend of both?
Oh, experiential is key. Books, I read so many research articles and books for my career and profession, but experiencing life, either professionally and personally, is critical. To do things and be with people and make memories is important. Books are a great retreat, especially reading for fun, for leisure. But in life, if you don't live life, you can't really say you're part of life. It's critical.
Yes. Thank you, sir, for sharing. Dear sir, you love fresh salads or fried food?
Fresh salad.
You love home-cooked food or food ordered from out?
Restaurant.
Yes, sir. Would you love to spend some time on a beach or in a forest?
On a beach.
Great, that's nice. Dear sir, you like walking a lot, riding a two-wheeler or driving a four-wheeler?
I think walking. Walking, you can best enjoy the present moment and see things around you more clearly.
I guess that was a wild guess, but yes, I guess that maybe so I was going to say walking. I had that in mind. Dear sir, do you love reading books? If there was a little table, cute table with a nice book and some great music, what would you lay your hands on first? The book
Oh,
or music
I
system?
love music. I probably would choose music. I love going to concerts, listening to music in my home, all kinds of music, jazz, rock, blues. So I would pick music over books.
Oh, great. That's really nice. Very nice, sir. So before we end the session, would you like to just enlighten us once again about the work you do and how people could get connected with you? You could take a few moments and share a little more about your work.
Sure, you can post my email, of course, and social media account, my WhatsApp account as part of the interview. For those who want to contact me, I really welcome that. And again, my advice is to find ways to find peace and loving kindness in your life. Look at that viewpoint to see the world. Certainly work hard to accomplish your dreams. Be thoughtful about that. Take care of your health. Take care of your friendship and your loved ones. And those are some of the key ingredients, I think, for a happy, fulfilling life.
So thank you, sir, so much. Dear sir, we have one last question, one last request before we end the session. My dear friends and dear sir, we know that there are 3 magical words in the world. These 3 magical words are please, sorry, and thank you. From these 3 magical words, we always put in a little request to our guests before they, the end of the show, to add 3 new magical words to the 3 that we already have. So I would like you to share with us 3 positive magical words so that it would be useful to all of us.
Well, I think the words "I love you" come to mind, not just in terms of your romantic relationship, but loving people, your friends, your family, other people in life, sharing love. I love you. That's really a very deeply meaningful phrase to me.
Wonderful, sir. That shows that you respect humanity. You respect human connections. It's not that I love only myself. I don't love my family. It's all not me and my family. It's a universal connection. Wonderful. Universal bonding. You're a great humanitarian, sir, all that I can say.
Thank you, Crystal.
Apart from your professional work that you're doing on the professional space, from my perspective, what I've been sharing, with you this space, I've understood you're a great humanitarian across the world, doing your best to inspire all of us.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much, sir, for being a part of our journey today. Looking forward to many more interactions with you. Thank you very much.
Let me also say in closing, thank you for a wonderful interview. Your questions were very clear. You often took time to explain or expand on the questions. Your style is very engaging, and it was a pleasure speaking with you. And I'm happy to be part of National Fab Talks. You are a fabulous organization doing great things. So keep your good work up. I'm grateful for it.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you. Stay blessed, sir. Thank you very much for joining us. God bless.
Goodbye. Thank you.
Thank you. Dear friends, with this, we sign off from the International Fab Talks. We see you soon again. Stay safe, stay blessed, and be happy.